Hi, my name is Emma, and I am a fourth-year PhD student at Uppsala University in Sweden. Today, I am going to share with you the highlights of my first PhD study, the rapid formation and eruption of a silicic magma reservoir, the case study of the exposed radiata Tinder Pluton in Iceland. The results of the study were published at the end of last year, which I am unashamed in advertising. The DOI is in the abstract if you want to check it out. Let's first delve into the scientific framework. The current state of thought is that volcanic plumbing systems exist as a transcrustal zone of crystal mushes with melt pockets. This mush paradigm entails that high rates of magma supply are required to both fuel silicic magma production and to remobilize crystal mush to eruption. This is all great for the lower crust where heat flow is high. However, the formation, role, and longevity of silicic magma bodies in the shallow crust remains debated and enigmatic. In Iceland, we know there are many shallow magma reservoirs beneath active volcanoes, which can and have fed eruptions. In the southeast of Iceland, several shallow plutons have been exposed. These have been attributed to be formed at a maximum depth of 2 kilometers. As such, they are ideal for investigating the prior history and dynamics within shallow magmatic reservoirs. We have taken the radiata Tinder Pluton as a case study and have investigated the assembly, eruptive history, and possible longevity, all within the framework of investigating the role of shallow magmatic reservoirs. In many ways, our work on the Pluton was an exploratory study. The methods used were, firstly, mapping of the Pluton contact. The contact hadn't been mapped in detail yet, so that was a priority. Photogrammetry was conducted to assist in mapping the contact. The second was extensive sampling for the purpose of geochemistry. From the data, a 3D model of the shape of the Pluton was reconstructed in MOVE. Lastly, a numerical modeling in COMSOL was completed to investigate eruptive and cooling timeframes. Results from the field mapping and 3D reconstruction are presented here. The Pluton is elongate in a northwest-southeast direction, has 600 meters of vertical exposure, and steps in the roof, giving it a castle-like appearance. The minimum calculated volume is 2.5 kilometers cubed. Mapping in geochemistry revealed that the large majority of the exposed Pluton was one magma unit, which we termed the main granite. It contains plagioclase phenocrysts and is graniferic in texture. On the map to the right, it is mapped in yellow, and as you can see, it dominates the Pluton exposure. However, in the deepest exposed section of the Pluton, along the Radiata River, there is mingling between the main granite and 2 different enclave types. We termed those the quartz monzonite enclaves and the granite enclaves. They are added in pink and blue on the map here to the right. The geochemistry of the units plot is so, with the blue quartz monzonite enclaves as the least evolved, to the yellow main granite, which is the most evolved. What we have taken from this is that the span of magma compositions plot as trends. This is both true for the major oxide and the trace elements. These trends indicate that the different magma units are related via the differentiation of feldspars, quartz, and amphibole, which was additionally tested using a least squares minimum. Therefore, the units are all likely sourced from the same reservoir. One of the other big discoveries was the existence of eruption-feeding conduits, which were fed by the Pluton. The conduits were identified by subsidence of the Pluton roof towards the conduits, as seen here on the left, and pyroclastic breccias and tuffosite material within the conduits, here on the right. Additionally, the geochemical compositions of units within the conduits range from quartz monzonite to granite, which indicates that injection of new magma into the reservoir triggered eruption. Our final results are those from the numerical cooling modeling run in COMSOL. The results of this model showed that the eruptible magma volume is halved by 1,000 years and decreases to 0 by 3,000 years. Furthermore, the top 75 meters of the Pluton reached rheological lockup within 1,000 years. As there was no cross-cutting of contacts of units leading to the conduits, and the host rock subsidence indicates a ductile magma body, the eruption must have occurred within 1,000 years of Pluton emplacement. From the above information, we came together with a model. Here it is in cross-section. First, we had the main granite in yellow assembling the majority of the magma reservoir. This was then followed by the intrusion of quartz monzonite and further granite as enclaves in the base of the intrusion. At some stage, the intrusion of further magma triggered eruption from the reservoir. The implications from this study are silicic eruptions may be preceded by the rapid assembly of a shallow reservoir with a high melt fraction. Timeframes from emplacement to eruption may be geologically short, limited to 1,000 years. Eruption may be triggered by injection of further felsic magma into the reservoir. Mafic magma isn't required. This Pluton therefore represents a short-lived episode of the life of the associated volcano. If you would like any further information, or if you have questions or want to chat Plutons, feel free to check out our manuscript or contact me via email.